with its rolling hills and vibrant wildflowers, looked like a scene straight out of a fairy tale, enchanting everyone who visited. A question like this, you should not go beyond the second part. Tell me why. Underline the first word in the second part. It's which part of speech is it? Pronoun. Which type of pronoun? Possessive pronoun. Possessive pronouns, do they take an apostrophe? So, please correct it. Without an apostrophe, it is correct. And write the rule. Possessive pronouns. Babu, fan a speed penchikal chudandamma. Possessive pronouns never take what? An apostrophe. So this is an important rule you have to know, and no exception whatsoever. When it comes to your descriptive English, you have to write one essay, one letter. I'm sure you all know that. And when it comes to letter writing, some people close this way. Is this right or wrong? Please write and strike it off. If you make this mistake, you lose 2 marks. So what is the correct way to write? Without apostrophe. When I tell this, some students say, sir, we have seen something like this, and you say possessive pronouns don't take the apostrophe. But this is not a possessive pronoun. It is a short form of it is or it has. You guys are ready with everything today. So far, so good. And enchanting means what? Attractive. Attraction. Have you said attraction? Okay. Enchanting means fascinating, right? The word fascinating, attractive, attraction. And you all know tale, T-A-L-E, tale. Tale means what? Story, fairy tale, a story related to. Shall I go to the second one? The mountain trail was challenging. Underline the word trail. And the breathtaking view at the summit made it worthwhile. There's a problem with this key, this question. How many of you think there is an error? What does the key say? First you tell me. First part or second part? Was challenging. Anything wrong here? And anything wrong? No. You may consider the first part. You may consider the third part. But first you write 2 words. First you write the word trial. Trial goes with what? Court. When someone files a case, the whole process is called trial. Have you copied this? Take a mini word map. In the middle of the page, write the word case, draw lines. Someone files a case. The person who files a case, what is the word? Write the word plaintiff. Plaintiff means the person who files the case. And the person who defends, what do you call? Defendant. That's a simple word. And the case goes to the court. Every time it comes up for hearing, each time it is called what? Hearing. And the judge listens to both the lawyers, and the lawyers produce evidence and witnesses also. But have you seen the movie Drishyam? The hero produces real evidence or false evidence? What is the word for that? I'm sorry. Please write the word alibi. How do you pronounce this? Not alibi, alibi. A-L-I-B-I. Write the meaning of that. Alibi means false evidence. False evidence. Alibi. Then the judge thinks the other person, the defendant, has not committed crime. What is the word we use? Write the word innocent. Innocent goes with everyday English. You all know he is an innocent person. No, or you don't know. But nowadays no one is innocent, that's a different story. But here innocent is a legal term. Write the meaning. Innocent means a person who has not committed crime. Please be active and write whatever I say, only then you get benefited. Otherwise you are wasting your time and my time. Person who has not committed crime. Person not committed crime, then the judge, what will he do? He will punish or release that person. For that, write the word acquit. A-C-Q-U-I-T. Innocent persons are acquitted. Imagine, shall I continue? No, those two girls. Shall I? Thank you. See, listen to what I say. Every minute is yours or mine. My time or your time. Free time or paid time. Use it effectively. Imagine the judge thinks the person has committed crime. Write the word guilty. Guilty also goes with everyday English. When you make a mistake, how do you feel? Feel guilty or not? If you don't feel guilty, you're thick-skinned. Very simple. And the judge thinks the person has committed crime, guilty, then what will the judge do? Write the word convict. Convict means punish. Acquit, not to punish. Convict, punish. And finally, whatever the judge says, what do you call it? Judgment, underline the letter E. With or without E, it is right. Judgment. Write one more word, verdict. I'm sure you all know these two. Judgment, verdict. So these are some of the words you have to have at your fingertips. Shall we go back to the question? Based on what I gave, trial, first one. Now write the word trail. Trail means what? Imagine you went to a forest, you lost your way from your group, you lost your way. Then you want your group members to know in which direction you are going in the forest. So you take either a particular plant leaf or a few pebbles and you leave wherever you go. This is called what? Trail. So write the word path. Trail means what? Path. The path you leave behind. Imagine someone committed crime and while escaping, he left the blood stains, blood drops. Then the police can easily catch the culprit, yes or no? That is also a trail. Here, the mountain trail, but generally write the word trek. Have you heard of trekking? Have you done? No. Okay, write another word, hiking. Tell me what is the difference between trekking and hiking? Trekking means a walk in the mountain region. Please write mountains. That is called trekking. And if you take a long walk, lowland areas, what is opposite of mountain areas? Lowland areas or plains. That is known as hiking. All right? Lowland areas. That is known as hiking. Have you written? There is another word you guys have to know. Please write. Hitchhiking. Have you heard of this any time? Hitchhiking means, this is very popular in the US, at the same time dangerous also. When people travel on highways, youngsters, they ask for a lift. You all know this way. So sometimes they may get into trouble. So asking for a lift is known as, if you want to travel, asking for a lift and you travel, that is known as what? Hitchhiking. Write the meaning. Hitchhiking means asking for lift, L-I-F-T, while traveling. Asking for lift while traveling. Americans use this quite often. The mountain trail, better word would have been mountain trek, that would have been a better word, was challenging, and the breathtaking view. How many of you thought at the summit, mark it wrong, from the summit. Not view at the summit, view from the summit. Summit means what? Write the word peak. The peak of the mountain, we use the word summit. Also, you have to know words like pinnacle. Have you heard of that? So, you have from the mountain top, we also say view. Underline the word view. We don't say view at the summit. We say view from the summit. In my opinion, there is an error in the third part. What is wrong with the third part? At or from. View from, not view at. Shall I go to the next one? As a spacecraft launched in the sky, you have to go beyond this or you have to stop here. Why? Answer my question. What is the subject here? Underline and write subject, spacecraft. The spacecraft received action or did action? Spacecraft received action or did action? Received. Then you use active voice or passive voice. So will you say spacecraft launched or was launched? So add. As a spacecraft was launched in the sky or into the sky. We are not sure about that because now you can launch from there also. But generally we say launch where? Into the sky. But here it has to be in past tense, passive voice. So make a note next to the question, past tense, passive voice. First one is about what? First one, where did you find the error? Have you written possessive pronoun? Second one about what? Prepositional combination, appropriate preposition. Make a note, that helps. And this one is what about what? Past tense, passive voice. Question number 4. The aroma means the fragrance, the smell of freshly baked bread. Anything wrong here? Fill the kitchen, making everyone's mouth water and creating, underline making or circle the word making. And creating, we have used a conjunction. Making, creating, same forms or wrong form, different forms. Making everyone's mouth water and creating a sense of warmth and comfort. Do you find any error here? How many of you have chosen no error? Raise your hands. Okay, no error. If you feel somewhere some problem is there, raise your hand and ask me, I will explain at the back end of the session. Shall I go to the next one? The professor's lecture. See, here what happens, you have already worked on these questions. You have taken the mock test and you have come here. Am I right? I'll be asking questions in such a way that when you answer my questions, you get an idea how to read the sentence while taking the mock test. That is the idea behind. So listen to the questions and try to respond. My first question, what is the subject here? Underline the professor's lecture, 1 unit. And below you write subject, phrase. In any phrase, we have the last word is a key word. The verb agrees with the last word in a phrase. What is the last word here? Put a star mark above the word lecture. And after that, there is a phrase. Tell me what is the phrase you see after the subject. Underline on ancient civilizations. On ancient civilizations, underline. Answer my question. Lecture, put these words in brackets. On ancient civilizations, that's a phrase. In English, the basic pattern is what? SVO pattern. But if the writer uses this pattern, he cannot give a lot of information. So what the writers do, after the subject, they use a phrase or a clause. After the object, they use a phrase or a clause. When you read the sentence, you should have the ability to identify the subject and also the related phrases and clauses that go with the subject or the object. Once you identify the phrase or clause that goes with the subject, put it in brackets. Then you ask yourself whether the subject and the verb tally or not. So what is the subject here? A lecture. A lecture, singular or plural? Will you say were or was? As simple as that. If you don't look at the sentence this way, you cannot spot the error. I will tell you what happens. Those who are not aware of this may think civilizations the subject, and civilization singular or plural, plural, and verb plural. They think the no error in the sentence. But what is the subject here? Lecture is the subject, and this is known as, these two are close to each other or not? Close to each other. And this is, please make a note, this is a universal problem. Please write, error of proximity. Have you heard of this? Write this expression, error of proximity. Universal problem. Error of proximity. Proximity means the closeness. So you try to associate the two words next to each other. But in English, what happens? Subject is somewhere, verb is somewhere else. In between, you may have a lot of words, phrases, or clauses. Please write next to the question. What is this question about? You tell me. Please write subject-verb agreement, an important dimension. Please make a note. Captivating means what? Interesting, appealing, fascinating, gripping. Write all those words. Captivating story, captivating plot, captivating movie. It also goes with a match, any sports. Captivating match. Interesting, enthralling, gripping. Have you written those words? Is that the last one related to error location? Who has got all the 5 correct? 1 is difficult. 4 correct? Okay. 3 correct? Okay. After that, I will not ask. Next, what do you have? Don't think I'm discouraging you guys. Pillars. Single pillars or double pillars? Easy or difficult? Not that easy, because you have a lot of words. You may know the meanings, you may not know the meanings. But underline the word novel. Something of the novel was so captivating. I've just given, captivating means what? Interesting, fascinating, thrilling, gripping, positive or negative. I could not put it down. You can understand from that also. Can you say the plot? Plot has 2 meanings. What is one meaning? It goes with land. Empty land is called what? Plot. But what is the other meaning? The line of thought. Right? Line of thought. The main thing about the movie or the story. Generally, we ask what is a plot. Means what is a line. You can consider that protagonist, an important word. Write the meaning, main character. In a way, you can say the hero, the one who promotes some idea. Climax. Can you say the climax of the novel was so captivating that I could not put it down? Consider, hold that one. Have you copied all these? It looks a little clumsy. Hold the first one, hold the third one. This is pronounced as genre. Genre or genre means style. If you take movies, we have different types of movies. Devotional movies, historical movies, violent movies, sci-fi movies, romantic movies, yes or no? Horror movies. So that is known as genre, particular style. Can you consider this word here? No, not relevant. Subplot. Generally, we talk about the movie or a story, we don't use the word subplot. Now you have to consider either the plot or the climax. What do you think the right word is? Climax, I could not put it down. But climax throughout or at the end? Plot throughout or at the end? Throughout. So when you start reading, you are talking about what? The final chapter or the book, entire book? So based on that, we have to say the plot of the novel was so captivating that I could not put it down. Means once he started reading, because of the plot, he didn't feel like stopping. That's what it means. How many of you have chosen the first option? Good. That side, more. Shall I go to the next one? She possessed, underline the word possessed, and innate. I think I gave some words related to this yesterday. Remember, innate, inbuilt, intrinsic, inborn, all these. per music, effortlessly mastering every instrument she picked up. Talented person. An innate affinity. So write the meaning of the word affinity. Natural attraction towards something. Natural attraction towards something. Affinity towards music means attraction towards music. Aptitude, that also means more or less the same thing. Natural interest you could write. You like something, why you cannot answer? Attitude is different, aptitude is different. Generally we say, do you have aptitude towards that particular subject? Means what? Interest. Are you interested or not interested? Disdain, an important word, write the meaning. Disdain is a negative word. First you write the word contempt. Also write the word scorn. Also write the phrasal verb look down upon. Disdain, contempt, scorn, look down upon. That means you think something is not worth looking at. You consider something inferior. Have you got the meaning? You look down upon someone or something means what? You consider those people at your level or lower level? Lower level. You don't respect. And when someone feels others are nothing, then we use one word. Have you copied these words? Write the word snobbish. We say he is a snob, she is a snob, and snobbish attitude means thinking others are nothing, considering others inferior, looking at others with contempt. Shall I go back to the question? She possessed an innate affinity, aptitude. Can you use the word disdain here? Because the context is positive or negative? Completely positive. Antipathy. Write a few words. What is the prefix here? Tell me. Underline ANTI. ANTI is negative, against. And ANTE means what? Before. Antipathy means, write one word, antagonistic. Then you write the word enmity. Write the word hostile. All these are very important words. Antagonistic, enmity, hostile, antipathy means against someone. Have you got the meaning? Copied? Why no response today? Inclination means what? Tendency to go in a particular direction or tendency to get attracted to someone or something. Incline, move in that direction. Inclination. Can you consider antipathy? No. Can you consider inclination for music? Perhaps you can consider. Now you have to decide which word is the right word. Innate affinity, innate aptitude, innate inclination. Innate means what? Inborn. Of the three words, which one seems better? Aptitude. So what is the answer here? Second option is the answer. Aptitude for music, that's what we say, a particular subject. Despite his, underline the word despite, his efforts, he could not seem to please his demanding boss. Is it positive or negative? Context I'm talking about. There are two ideas. One is positive, the other one is negative. So his good efforts are bad efforts. Diligent is a positive word. Write the meaning. You are all diligent students. Means what? Hard working. Hold this one. Lethargic. Very lazy, very slow, like a snail. And also write the word sluggish. What is the word we use for snails? Sluggish. Perfunctory, an important word. Have you copied these words? Very lazy, sluggish, poor, lethargic. And diligent, hard-working. Next one, this is an important word. It means superficial, not with a real interest. You do something superficially, not with passion, not with real interest. Then what is the word you have to use? Perfunctory, an important word. Have you heard of this word any time? No, okay. An important word, beyond any doubt. And what is the next word here? Sporadic. Sporadic means what? Scattered. Here and there, scattered. Sporadic means what? Scattered. And write the combination. One is sporadic incidents. Another sporadic rains. Sporadic rains means not at one place, here and there. Incidents also the same thing. Have you copied these words? Indifferent. Some people, they don't respond, they don't react when someone is suffering. Then what do you say? Indifferent. But some important words are there. Babu Aksari, write the word callous. Write the word stony. In a way, related words. So callous means no emotions when others are suffering. Stones, do they have emotions? So from that you get the word stony. But callous is a better word. No emotions. When someone is suffering, they're least bothered. They remain indifferent. And when I say this, some students come up with a different word, but that is not the right word. These two words, positive or negative? Negative. Write this word, stoic. An important word. They have given in banks and SSC many a time. And this is, write this word form as well. Stoicism. Stoicism is a kind of philosophy practiced in Japan, Eastern countries, especially Japan. What is the stoic nature, stoicism? Usually when we come across positive news, we celebrate or we don't celebrate. When we come across bad news, we feel depressed or we don't feel depressed. But stoic people, positive or negative, they remain the same. And write a few words. First you write the word balanced, poised, composed. They are always balanced, poised, composed. Positive, no response. Negative, no response. Very mature. It's a positive word. Stoic is what? Positive word. On the other hand, callous and stony, negative words. I hope you guys got the difference. Despite his efforts, can you say lethargic efforts? Why will you put in lethargic efforts? Perfunctory, negative word, negative word. Sporadic, irrelevant. Indifferent, irrelevant. So, despite talks about what? Contrast. In spite of or despite diligent efforts, boss not happy with him. Have you guys got it? Despite his diligent efforts, he could not seem to please his demanding boss. Sometimes it happens. So what is the answer here? The city council's decision to implement new policies sparked widespread debate, underline widespread debate, among citizens. Spark means insight. Write a few words based on the word spark. Insight, provoke. Insight, provoke. Sparked widespread debate among citizens. Widespread debate, neutral word. Debate is a neutral word. Neither angry nor opposite of anger. Now you got to be very careful. You have to know the meanings of all these words. What is the first one? Magisterial. Write the meaning. Authority. Also write the word official. District magistrate. Who has the authority when it comes to a district? The district magistrate. So it goes with authority and official thing. Does it go with this context? New magisterial policies? Perhaps. Hold that one. Despotic. First you have to know whether these are positive words or negative words. And the context sparked widespread debate. That means usual or something unusual. Unusual. Only then spark the debate. That you have to understand at the outset. Despot, write the word despot. Despotic, adjective form. Despot, noun. Write a few words. Autocrat. And the next word, then you know the meaning. Dictator. You all know the word dictator? Same, all the three mean the same. Dictator, autocrat, despot. Have you copied? Next, diplomatic. Diplomatic policy is, why will there be a debate? Will there be a debate? No. Strike off this one. A regulatory, related to some rules and regulations, hold this one. Technological policies, will they spark a debate? No. So, magisterial means part of the administration, authority. It's new magisterial policies, there's a possibility. And despotic policies, generally it goes with despotic policies means not debate. The reaction should be a revolt or anger or something like upheaval. Do you understand the words I'm using? So it is only a debate. So you cannot consider strike off the second option. The keys, we don't know the context, to be very frank. But here the key says regulatory. What does the key say? Regulatory. Perhaps related to some rules and regulations. Based on that, underline the word citizens. Magisterial goes with a specific field, rather legal. But regulatory, all the citizens or not all the citizens. So based on that, you have to consider the fourth option, not the first option. Have you guys chosen the fourth option? Very difficult. This is a challenging question in my opinion. Based on citizens and debate, it has to do something with some policy, a regulatory policy, touching all the citizens of a particular area. The next one, of the experiment yielded unexpected results, challenging previous hypothesis. Underline, is this singular or plural form? Please write plural noun. What is a singular? Hypothesis, S-I-S. We are talking about hypothesis or hypothesis. Can you again use the word the hypothesis? Mark it wrong. The apparatus of the experiment. You cannot consider the apparatus because apparatus does not matter. Method matters. That is one thing. Conclusion of the experiment yielded unexpected results. Underline the word results. When do you get results? Conclusion, or can you use the word conclusion here? No, that is the last step. You can consider the procedure of the experiment, but experiment you have to decide, do you use the word methodology or procedure? So what is the answer based on that? The first option is the answer. This is an interesting passage. I don't know how many of you have read. Have you read the passage? All the questions easy or difficult? Easy. Based on explicit information. I haven't found one question also that is implicit or related to writers. Let us check the questions. Which new criminal acts does the Sangyan app provide information on? So what is the answer? Which option is that? Okay, I skipped one question. No one has told me. So what is the first one based on this passage? Question number 11. What is the main purpose of this app? Tell me. To educate which group? To educate and empower RPF personnel with legal information. Easy or difficult? Easy to answer. But underline the word personnel. Means what? Employees of an organization. Please write the meaning. Employees of an organization. Personnel means employees of an organization. Purpose, main purpose, to educate and empower RPF personnel with legal information. Next one. Now you answer. Which new criminal acts? Second option. All these have been mentioned in the editorial. So what is the answer here? Second option. Next. In which formats is the handbook on Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita Two, what are they? E-book and print. Am I right? Answer is the second option. Next. What type of design does feature this Sangyan app feature? See, some questions, what happens, do remember in the exam, some questions you don't have to read the passage. Without reading, you can answer based on sheer common sense. Any app, what is the main objective? User-friendly or not? User-friendly. How many options with user-friendly and precise? So what is the answer here? Second option is the answer. Have you chosen? Next one. Which platform is the Sangyan app available on? Both Android and iOS. What is the main theme reflected in the launch of this app and the handbook? Transparency, accessibility, and dissemination of legal information. Please underline the word dissemination, an important word. Disseminate means, and it goes with information, brackets you write info, information, means to spread. Dissemination of information means what? Spreading information, making it reach many people. Shall we go to the next one? Number 17. What additional functionality does the advanced search tool in the Sangyan app provide? Section-wise, chapter-wise, and subject-wise search. Yes or no? I'll tell you something interesting after this, after the last question. Next one. Who launched the Sangyan app? The Director General of Railway Protection Force. Yes? Shall I tell something interesting? In the past, many mocks, the students would be very calm and quiet when we would go to questions based on the passage. They would just stare at me. I would do the explanation, no reaction. But surprisingly, you guys, I have been observing, passage questions you are responding so well. That is good or not good? You have answered well or not well? That is outstanding. Maintain the same tempo. If you can score passage, master the passage, you have tremendous advantage. Shall I tell something interesting? So our students, when I came here, initially they would get a single digit. For 2-3 months I came here, I did a lot of enrichment, no improvement. Then I wondered what could be the reason. One day luckily I asked the question, do you guys read the passage when you take the mock test? 80% no, sir. Then I told them how to read the passage, the importance of the passage. Slowly what happens, 10 questions that time passage. If you follow the tips, you can get minimum 5. Imagine earlier you got 8, based on the passage you got 5. Your score becomes, they were very pleased. For the first time they crossed a single digit. They never thought. Slowly they went to 20 plus, 25 plus, because of only one thing. What is it? Do remember, passage if you master, you're going the right direction and you have the competitive edge against others, thousands of candidates. And this will help when it comes to mains. Mains, what is important? Grammar, or what do you expect? Mains, passages, vocabulary. So wonderful. We'll go to the next set. What are these about? Correct word order. The ancient discovery, can you say? What are the words? Recent discovery, can you say? The recent discovery of an what? Underline the word ancient civilization in the jungles of Central America has left sophisticated or has left scientists? Has left scientists amazed by their sophisticated structures. So what is the first one here? B. Now use your practical knowledge. How many options begin with the B? Is it BA? Yes. How many? Then you don't consider 1 and 2. What is the third one? Here what do you have? Scientist. Scientist D. So which option has D? This is all sheer waste of time in my opinion. You should look at the sentence and this is the order. The what? A recent discovery of an ancient civilization in the jungles of Central America has left scientists amazed by their sophisticated structures. Feel comfortable, then move on. Don't bother to look at the options. Is this clear? Tell me what is the meaning of the word amaze. The way you guys are responding questions related to passage, in my opinion, amazing. Means what? Surprising. Very surprising. And underline the word sophisticated. What is the, write a few words. First you write the word polished. Then you write the word refined. Then you write the word civilized. Then write one word and put a star mark. Urbane. This was given many a time. Polished, refined, civilized, sophisticated, urban, they all mean the same. When you see some people, they carry a lot of style, the way they speak, the way they do things. You feel they are sophisticated or not? Then you have to use these words. And of all the words, the most important one is what? Urbane. Because many students know the two terms. What are the two opposite terms? Urban or rural. But what is the word here? Urbane. That you have to remember. Shall I go to the next one? The new policy aims to, can you say strict endangered species? Do what? Habitat? No, protect. Any policy has an objective. What is the objective here? The new policy aims to protect endangered species by imposing what? Underline the word regulations. What sort of regulations, you ask? Strict regulations. And can you say survival? No. So what is strict regulations on hunting and what? Somewhere something. Hunting and habitat destruction. So here you have to bring this here. Ensuring their what? Survival for future generations. Now how does the sentence go? First word is what? The new policy aims to do what? Protect endangered species. Underline the word endangered. I think the other day I gave a mini word map. Remember species. First I started with species, genus, flora, fauna, endangered, extinct. You know what it means. Endangered means what? Threatened. Threatened. Endangered species means threatened. You have to know one more word. Write the word jeopardy. This is also an important word. Jeopardy also means threatened. Threatened. Jeopardy, an important word. Shall we go back? So here, what is the answer based on that? Use your practical knowledge. What is the first word here? D. How many options with D? Now you are happy. That is of no use. We are not here for questions, answers. We are here for what? See, there are two ways of dealing with this question. I say, first one, aims to protect. First one is, where is protect? D. How many options with D? One option, that's your answer. I go to the next question. Will you gain anything from that? Answer my question. That is making you feel very comfortable. Oh, easy question. Will you get the same question in the exam? No way. So what are you supposed to do? Obviously, you have to get the answer. That is the main purpose. But you have to look at the sentence, understand the context, and learn something from the question. Every question, there is something to learn for you people. It could be vocabulary. It could be contextual awareness. It could be grammar. Anything, but grab it. Now we'll go to the next one. What is the next one? Underline the word chef. Have I given the meanings of the words I told you to underline? You guys are not telling me. What is the meaning of the word habitat? I have given that, I gave that day. Home of a plant or an animal. Here home means what? The place where a plant or animal can survive comfortably. If you take a fish, what is the habitat? Aquatic, water. You take the fish out of water, it cannot survive. 21, underline the word chef. It has two meanings. One meaning you write cook. Also write chief cook. Imagine there are 10 cooks. Head cook is called what? Chef. Chef. The chef's innovative use of molecular gastronomy techniques, can you say extraordinary, transformed the traditional dishes into extraordinary culinary experiences that delighted the dinners. So which two words you have to change? If at all you have to change. BC. But this is about the correct order. What is the first word here? Innovative. Is it right or wrong? Correct place or wrong place? The innovative, nothing wrong. Here you have to use transformed. That means AC. How many options with AC? That is your answer. Broad smile. Oh, easy question. But underline, culinary means related to food, cooking. And here, gastronomy. That is also related to food and cooking. Chef. Context goes with cooking. Context is important. Delight means what? Happy or not happy? When you see someone, you have heard of that person and you met that person for the first time, then what do you say? I'm delighted to meet you. Means what? I'm happy to meet you. Here, there is one common error. A lot of people in the first meeting, they give the hand and say, how do you do? Have you heard of that expression? All of you, please write this. Babu, Chudandama. How do you, please write this. How do you do? Personal. A lot of people, how do you do? What is the response? Fine, thank you. That's what people say. But that is wrong. When someone says namaste to you, what do you say? Same thing you say, namaste, namaste. English culture, how do you do? Answer also, how do you do? Please write the answer. You should not say fine, thank you. Movies also they show. The hero says, how do you do? The heroine says, fine, thank you. Wrong. So what is the correct response? How do you do? How do you do? Why that is English we cannot question. Accept, respect and move on. No research on that. Shall we go to the next one? Please write. Let us see. What is the next one here? What is the question number? 20. 21 over. 22. We have to work on that. Create in biotechnology. You feel comfortable? Uncomfortable? What is the next word? Advances in biotechnology. If you read the newspapers, you know this is the one you have to use. Advances in biotechnology have enabled scientists to do what? Create genetically modified organisms that can resist diseases and increase agricultural productivity. So what is the first one here? B. How many options with B? Easy question. Very easy question. If you look at the options. But here you have to know, underline the word biotechnology. I have created one acronym. Many of our students know what is that acronym? SLEEPS. And what is the first letter? What does it stand for? When it comes to science and technology, I give a few important topics. Same topics you get in prelims, mains, descriptive English, GED and interview. Under biotechnology, I give 2 or 3 topics. Write the first one, GM crops. What do they mean? What do the letters stand for? Genetically modified crops. How do they create GM crops? With the help of biotechnology. So when you think of biotechnology, you have to know GM crops. And they also use, write this also, recombinant DNA technology. For biotechnology, what is the other term, other expression? Recombinant DNA technology. You have to know all these. This awareness helps in the long run. And because of this genetic, write one, have you copied this? Write one more expression. Genetic engineering. Have you heard of this? Yes, very good. genetic engineering. And because of biotechnology today, actually there are two topics which are very important when it comes to biotechnology or genetic engineering or recombinant DNA technology. One is a GM crops, means what? Genetically modified crops. And became very controversial, but India also going in for GM crops, you all know that. The other one, highly controversial. They have given it as a passage in many exams, write the word cloning. Cloning means what? Creating an animal from the cell of that particular animal, creating the complete animal, taking one cell from that animal. Imagine they take one cell from your body, they can create a replica. You can see yourself. Do you understand what I say? Have you seen the movie Genes? In that Aishwarya Rai, that is a different technology, but like that, you have the same person with the help of cloning. And remember, they gave in different competitive exams, write this, human cloning has been banned in almost all the countries in the world. Mankind has a technology to produce another human being artificially using one cell, but it has been banned. Human cloning is completely banned, but we can do that. It is against nature, so it has been banned. Have you guys got it? So that is awareness you have to think of. And resist diseases, one important expression you have to know. And also advances in something. Parajumble, how do you find it, easy or difficult? How many of you say easy? Raise your hands. Not too many. Let us see. First, let us take elimination approach. With more than 3 lakh species of angiosperms, there's a lot of floral variation out there. So let us hold this one. While many flowers have petals to attract pollinators, this also you cannot hold that one. Willows and squashes, do you find a subject here? No subject, so don't consider this. While we often consider this. Any plant in the division, can you consider this? Yes, you can consider the 4 options you can consider. But when you go through all these, you have to know it begins with what a flower is. Second, it talks about which group it belongs to. Then based on that group, how many lakhs are there. And finally ends on an independent statement. Here the first one is what we often think. So please write, D is the first one. While we often think of flowers as being showy and colorful, technically a flower is a reproductive portion of what? Any plant in the division Magnoliophyta. Here DE. Portion of any plant in the division means in the group Magnoliophyta. A group of plants also known as angiosperms. Underline the word angiosperms. What is the next one? With more than 3 lakh species of angiosperms, underline. With more than 3 lakh species of angiosperms, there is a lot of floral variation out there. Some plants such as what? Willows and squashes. So what are you left with? So what is the correct order? Who has got this order? Wonderful. Initially you may get tempted to choose something else, but when you read carefully you understand this is the order. Not easy for 2 reasons. One reason, it is about which subject? Plants means botany. One thing, one problem. Many of you may not know what are angiosperms, all these technical terms, not for a layman. Second thing, under pressure, when you have similar options which can be considered to be the first one, you get confused. Here you are not tensed up, but in the exam, can you remain so cool? No, then there is every possibility you cannot think properly. So my suggestion when it comes to Parajumbles, never try to attempt with an agitated state of mind. Agitated state of mind means what? Disturbed state of mind. You panic, you're disturbed, you're agitated. Don't touch the Parajumble. You cannot get the correct order. Parajumbles always you have to focus, read meticulously, and ask yourself, can this be the first one? Can this be the second one? Cross-check, cross-check. Finally, try to get. And you have to allot some time also, 3 to 4 minutes per parajumble. One more suggestion I give. You have gone through all the parts. Somewhere you felt this is not my cup of tea. Means what? Not of my interest. I cannot handle this. Leave it. At the fag end of the session, if you get time, you work. Otherwise, don't touch. Is that clear? Tell me why. Why should you do that? How many marks this one? If you go off the track, what will happen? Let's say from the passage, you guys are good at passage, you got 5 marks there, and here you messed up. What will be the impact? Not advisable. Better you leave. If you leave, you will have 5 marks. If you attempt without being confident, what will be the score? 2.5, am I right? Or 1.25. That's also, it makes a lot of difference. Columns, shall we see? The rain pattered gently on the window. Patter means to hit slowly. Patter gently on the window, creating a soothing melody. Hold this one. Waking him up instantly, not related. Masterpiece he was about to create, not related. So which two form a pair? A and D. Hold that one. He held the old worn photograph. Waking him up, you cannot say. Masterpiece he was about to create, but grammatically there is no continuity, no coherence. What is the next one? The scent of fresh coffee filled the room, waking him up instantly. Seems right or wrong? So which two options? A and D and C and E. Now you choose that one and go ahead. I will go to the next question. Next one. The wind rustled the leaves, savoring the crisp, clean mountain air. No. Savor goes with, means enjoy. Underline the word savor. Enjoy. It goes with persons, human beings. He took a deep breath, savoring the crisp, clean mountain air. Seems right or wrong? Related, not related. When you feel the fresh air, what do? You take a deep breath and you feel happy. Hold that pair. The fireworks lit up the night sky. A sense of freedom, you cannot say. Wafted through the kitchen. Related, not related? No way related. So what is the answer here? A, D. Which option is that? A, D or... I'm sorry, B, D. Which option is that? That is your answer. Other parts you cannot connect. Which one? Previous one. Rustle means to move roughly. Write the meaning. Move roughly. I'll give a different example. Generally we use that with, you try to move your fingers through your hair. Rustle your hair means what? To move your fingers through your hair. So rustle the leaves means move through the leaves in a rough manner. What is the other one? Wafted through the kitchen. It means something like move through the kitchen, but check once. I'm not quite sure. Shall we go to the next one? Sometimes I wonder if I will. Can you say I will doing? I will and began, can you say? I will ever stop seeing that. Yes. Sometimes I wonder if I will ever stop seeing that. Han asked his form doing an estate auction and began filling it out. Han asked his form, or okay, we don't know the context, his form, and began filling it out. Seems right or wrong? He has been up in Fort Collins doing an estate auction. This is also right. But do you have all the three here? No. What could be the reason? Here you can be sure of A and F. Let us check. A, F here. And what is the second one here? C, D. And this also you can, not this one. C, D. We don't know why the second one is wrong. Generally we say, Han asked, his form, you can say, but there is a punctuation mark. Do you have to use a punctuation mark here? Not required. Han asked his form Can we use a comma here in between? No. Because of that, you cannot consider. So what is the answer here? Have you got it?